There are no physical council chambers. The council does not gather in a room. What it does is closer to what humans might call dreaming, a convergence of awareness across distance, a shared space built of attention rather than architecture. You cannot visit the council. You can only become present to it. Vael became present to it 14 hours after Amara's rescue. He had expected a summons. What he received instead was silence. The council's silence is not absence of communication. It is the most precise form of it, shaped to convey exactly what words would diminish. The particular silence that greeted Vael that morning carried a weight that translated, approximately, as, "We know what you did, we have seen this coming for some time, and we are deciding whether you are the beginning of a problem or the end of a patience." Zenith spoke first. Zenith always spoke first, not by rule but by inevitability. His will was the strongest organizing force in the council, had been for 30 of the last 200 years, and would be until he chose otherwise. He wore his human face to the convergence, Richard Holt, 62 apparent years, silver-haired, the kind of face that appears on the covers of serious magazines. A senior partner in a firm that does not advertise. A man who lunches with senators. A useful face, worn the way a craftsman wears a tool, with comfort, with mastery, without attachment. The protocol, Zenith communicated, exists for reasons that predate this world. Vael acknowledged this. He did not dispute it. The protocol has never been broken. Not in 200 years. Not in any preceding engagement. What you did, Zenith continued, was not motivated by strategy or intelligence or any rational deviation from procedure. It was motivated by feeling. Vael paused. Because Zenith was not wrong, and the honesty inseparable from his nature made equivocation impossible. He had acted on something he had spent 2 centuries telling himself did not exist within him, not in the form it existed within the humans he observed. In the clinical vocabulary of his human profession, he might have called it empathy. Not the observational kind. Not the analytical kind. The kind that moves the body before the mind gives permission. That is the contamination we feared, Zenith said. Not malice. Attachment. The council absorbed this. Not a condemnation, not yet. The council moved toward condemnation the way glacier moved toward the sea, with certainty, with weight, without haste. Vael asked a question he had not planned to ask. It arrived the way the action by the river had arrived, before his deliberating self could intercede. He asked, in 200 years of observation, what have we learned? The silence that followed was of a different kind. Not the silence of judgment. The silence of a question that had long been waiting to be asked. He pressed it. He told them not the data, not the catalogues, not the logs of human behavior that filled the council's archives with the precision of an anthropological atlas. He told them what 2 centuries of proximity had taught him about the interior life of this species. The way grief, in humans, becomes architecture, they build things to hold it. The way they love their children with a ferocity that defies evolutionary explanation. The way they name their fears and in the naming, diminish them. The way a child in a red raincoat looks at the sky every day because she has not yet been told that wonder requires justification. He told them, they are not what we arrived to observe. They have become something more. The council was quiet for a long time. Zenith's silence was thoughtful rather than disapproving, something new. The other members, 6 voices distributed across the continent, were quieter still. When the convergence ended, no decision had been announced. No sanction. No absolution. But Vael knew, with the certainty of someone who has spent 2 centuries reading beings far more opaque than humans, that something had shifted. The fracture he had made in the protocol had not closed. It had, instead, caught the light, and something on the other side had looked through.